And this is what I've got going in my shed. I've got my propagator, and I'll put all my seeds in there to start with, you know, when I first sow them. And also I've still got some wine there going from last year. That's I'm trying to ferment that to nothing so that I can put it in bottles with sugar to make me sparkling. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here for plants. I've got some parsnip there in tubes, look, and then all sorts of other things in this little flippy uppy boxy, and they're just beginning to show, look. So that's that. And then I've got, these are the ones that are on the next stage. There we go. That's my tomatoes and parsley and all sorts of stuff. And I've put those old wine bags over to give a bit more light from behind. It stops the plants from all leaning over towards the light. So there we go. That's the shed, and we'll show you the greenhouse. In the greenhouse, I've got a small heater in here, and it's amazing how much heat that puts out. Well, builds up. That's the truth of it. And I've got my tomatoes. And well, all sorts of things, not just tomatoes. I've got flowers. I like to put a few flowers on the allotment. That's something I started doing last year, which was really nice. I've got some lettuce growing there, and coriander, and all sorts of stuff really. So there we go, that's the greenhouse, looking good. You might wonder why I've got so many tomatoes. It's because I always grow more than I need, and then the remainder I sell them for charity. Okay, let's go to the allotment then. On a reasonably still Sunday morning, cloudy, I thought I'd show you my spring allotment to see how things are going. As you can see, my pretty bit, as I call it, it's looking quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. And along the outside I've made a little bit of a raised bed because this is the path in, so I thought I'd do that to well, just to make it look a little bit better, that's all. So let's have a little walk round, see what we got. Primulas I had last year, and I broke them up into bits and put them out, and I've been rewarded with this super display. Never beat that. So I'm pleased with that. Now let's have a look into our cold frame. Looking good. And what we got then? As you can see, the all year round lettuce are up, carrots are up. In fact, everything's up. I'm not sure about the parsnips, but certainly the leeks over the back. Hold on, let's make it so you can see. There we go. Look at that. Good, eh? I'm well pleased with that. So, let's move on then. In the cosy nook then. As you can see, I've made a door that just hooks on, so that when the wind is from the southwest I can put it on and I'm out of the wind. So in here I've got sweet peas coming on. I've got some lupins that were saved seed from the plot next to me. I've got leeks, some more sweet peas. I like sweet peas. And then all sorts of bits and pieces from saved seed. I've got some cosmos there, and I've got some cuttings from blueberries. Then I've got my tray of saved seed, which I'm sorting out now, and I'm putting some more in, just so I've got loads of flowers. And I'm chitting my potatoes, and they're just beginning to show signs of coming to life, look. So there we go. Oh, and I've did myself a basket. Somebody gave me this old basket. Make use of that. I thought, wow, I'll put some bulbs in it. So from the cheapie shop I went and got some bulbs, and they're coming up, look. So let's move on to our greenhouse. into the greenhouse. It's a bit chilly this morning. What have we got? I'm going to try beetroot by planting them out, just so that I'll get some really early ones, and they're coming on nicely in them sectional trays, look, with some lettuce. And then I've got some parsnip I'm trying in tubes there, look. And then potatoes, I've got a couple more lettuce over there. There's a nice one in the pot, that'll stay in the pot until it's ready to pick, which should be in a few weeks time yet, if this keeps nice and warm in here. And then remember all them potatoes that I put in way back October, November? Well, it did get so cold they all died. All the foliage died, but they've come back up again. So I'll have some early potatoes, and I'm trying a few carrots in a bucket. So it's all looking good. Let's go around the plot each side then. Remember the Cape gooseberry that took over? I've left the root in. I don't know if anything's going to come of it. I've left it in just to see. And then I've built myself a couple of cold frames. This is for low stuff, you know, like lettuce and stuff, and some beans. And that's an old door from a greenhouse. I will swap that glass for plastic now eventually. And then loganberries, blackberries, black currants. They're all just beginning to show signs of life, look. Even though they had buds on them way back in November, December, but they're beginning to open now. Red currants that haven't done anything yet. They've all had a good dressing of compost. And then we go on to our strawberries. The strawberries are just showing signs of new leaves poking through. There's one there, look. Oops, get focused. They're just beginning to break the soil. And then our little raised beds. We had peas in guttering. There we go. I put them out probably a fortnight ago, and they're all looking happy. And then there's those peas there which have been there since about October or November last year. But they seem to be okay. And then these other beds, that one's been prepared for onions. This next bed here will be carrots, and I shall put fleece rain those to keep the carrot fly off, of course. Then this bed here is one with the garlics. Looks like the wind's blown me garlic notices all over the place. I do need to sort that, because I want to try and remember which is which. And I've noticed I've got just a little bit of rust there, look. I might nip them leaves off. And then further on, this bed I've done nothing with yet, because I'm just letting them bits of lettuce grow that's there, so that I can pick them, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that bed there. And this last bed here, alongside the broad beans, which are doing nicely, of course. There's broad beans doing good, and I'll put some more out. The ones I had grown in the greenhouse up to last month, I'll put them out. I hardened them off for a couple of days, and then I put them out permanent, and they're doing good. Something's starting to nibble the leaves. And these are my shallots, and as you can see, they're just coming to life. There we go. And they were put out on the shortest day. And next stop, of course, would be the grapevines. Grapevines. Hopefully I've pruned them properly this time. I've got two choices, cordon or Goya. I think it's called Goya. I might have pronounced it wrong. Anyway, I've cordoned that one, look, by chopping the last year's growth right back to just two buds on one main lateral. But I'm edging me bets, because some I've done that way and some I've done the Goya system, whereby you leave one long branch of last year's growth, or two long branches of last year's growth. So I'm sort of edging me bets. Some of them I've done a little bit of both, some I've just done one system. Yep, we'll see how it goes. Let's move on to the next, which is asparagus. Asparagus. I've done away with my paving slab path here, and I've just put there's just a bit of grit on the top for drainage. I'm going to go back to grass. The paving slabs attract the wood lice underneath, and I had a horrible job, as you well know, with wood lice. So those slabs have gone in to act as a little bit of a windbreak, and something I can put a net across if I want, because the sides are higher, from the asparagus. The asparagus got manured in the autumn. I'll put a little bit of seaweed on, and I'll put some grit on as well to discourage the slugs. And then there's me strawberry pot there, look, and me potatoes in the bar. In there I'll put 3 or 4 potatoes on the top of the soil just to chit, and then I'll be putting some compost in there later. And my compost heap there, it's going nicely. That's the way to have a compost heap, a nice big one. Right, and then so we move on to the rest of the plot. Sprouts, they're now going to seed now. Look, there's still a few sprouts on there which I might just pick, but even if they blow, they're still quite nice to eat, and the tops are good to eat as well. But there we go, that's in the, I put wire over to keep the pigeons off. The cauliflowers, this must be my first year when I failed with cauliflowers, and I don't know why. They all turned in October and November, and they shouldn't have. They should have turned in April and May of this year, but never mind. Then I'm preparing the beds generally for me marrows, sweet corn, pumpkin, etc, etc. It all got dug last year, and now but I'm just turning that over again now, and then I'm going to give it a rotivate. So let's move on to me taters. Just 3 rows, different variety for different time of the year. So I've got me earlies and me middles, if you like, and main crops. I've got 3 trenches, as you can see. Each trench had seaweed put in the bottom, and now I've put a bit of soil in this first trench, and that's ready for me first earlies. They're going to go in there, and they'll be the first ones eat, so that my pumpkins can then go across this bit of grain if they want, because they're running. And I'll do the same with the other two rows as well. They'll have, if I can get hold of some comfrey, I might put some comfrey in as well, just to give that a go. It's supposed to be good for them. So, and let's go on now to the very end. Well, I've got some, I'm going to call these mobile raised beds. I've done 4. And on that first one I'm going to put parsnips. And I'm going to put some parsnips down by the side as well, and see what comes best. Then the next one will be leeks. I've already put some leeks in. One of the other chaps had a few leeks that he sowed very late last year, and he's given me some there, and I'll put them in to see if they work, if they get me some nice early leeks, or they might just go to seed, not sure. And then by the side of them is the peas that I had growing on in guttering. I've put them all out, look, and they're going to want sticking soon. I put them out near a fortnight ago, but the weather's been quite mild here. We've had frost at night time, but they've survived it. Then my pond, I've rendered the side of it because it leaked, and let's see what happens. Then I've got the last couple of grapevines at the end here. I've trimmed them as per, I've done one as per cordon, and I've done one as a Goya system. One is Merlot, the other is Cabernet Sauvignon. I simply looked on YouTube. It's just a good place to look, you know, if you want to know something, is YouTube. Then I've got me fruit trees over the back. I haven't done hardly anything with them. I've pruned them a little bit, but I'm going to put sticky bands around them to stop the creatures from crawling up and affecting them. And then I've got a few potatoes over the back there in the bins. Let's go and have a quick look, see what's happening there. I've got 10 bins with potatoes in. I sowed these, or I sowed them, I put them in quite, Christmas-ish time sometime. Nothing much has happened, it has been cold, but there we go, they're just beginning to show above the soil, look. And I think it's because they're black bins, and I've got them covered with glass, so it's like a little greenhouse. So I'll get me early. And all they were were potatoes that I dug earlier and probably got green, or anything at all that's not up to much, and I just put them in bins. There's a spare bit of grain up the back here where I store stuff anyway. So there we go, there's the whole plot, and we'll see you. Oh, I did put some fruit bushes in too. I've put in a big black currant, you know, one of these, I think it's not Big Ben, but there's another one that grows big black currants, and I'm giving them a go. So there we go. I'll see you when I make the next one. Not sure what to do this year. I might do individual items like the potatoes and the peas and things like that, but we'll see. So we'll see you later. Have a good spring. Bye.